Welcome to the podcast, guys. This is episode 2 of JP Podcast. We don't have a name for this thing yet.
I think that's very original. I like JP. It's very short to the point.
There we go. And then within this podcast, we do stuff a little bit differently. It's not going to be an interview. It's more is diving into entrepreneurship within this market because like it or not, everybody gets inspired. Everybody wants to make money within this niche, but not everybody understands why and how should they, and if they want to do it.
Okay.
And so we're gonna break it down on your career.
Okay.
Your career has been extremely fast since I met you. I knew Jamie since he was an amateur at NPC, and I knew this guy was gonna go far, but I didn't know how far. Apparently, it's Olympia far. Yeah. So and we had our emotionals up and down.
Of course.
You gotta ride out the waves, but it's one of those things where not everybody gets to see unless it's your inner circle of like 10 top people. And I'm fortunate to be one of those top 10, and I got to experience what you experienced along the way too.
Thanks,
and not only you climb the ladder, but financially you climb the financial ladders too at the same time. So let's just dive, guys. That was just a prelude.
Let's get it.
First of all, let's pull back. Let's pull back a little bit further.
Okay.
What was Baby Jamie?
Baby Jamie.
Baby Jamie. So that means like Jamie from 10 to 15, 15 to 21, and then 21 to now. So 3 stages.
Man, Baby Jamie.
Yes.
First stage. Yeah. I was very shy. Mama's boy. I thought I was the ugliest kid.
I thought I was the prettiest kid. Not gonna lie. Yep.
And I was a huge nerd.
Okay. And that was from what age?
That was from actually since I was a child in elementary school. I always had self issues, and all the way up until like probably my freshman year of high school.
Freshman year of high school.
Yeah, I've had self insecurity issues. Okay. Yeah.
All boys are like that.
They are.
Yeah, especially though, like a weight problem. Girls give you mean comments, which is very true. Yeah, I'm staring at you.
Yeah.
The other part too. So let's dig a little bit deeper. Let's look for that kid that it was very brief. Dig a little bit deeper. So yeah, you were in Mama Boys. You love your mom. I love my mom too.
Okay.
But at the same time, so how did you interact with other kids? Did you more of a friend to friend, a friend to lead? What was it?
You see, I always wanted to be that cool kid.
Okay, you were the cool kid.
Yeah, I wasn't. I wanted to be the cool kid. At one point in time, I was
that ASB kid.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was very wanting to be cool.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, and it came at a very early age to me that I wanted to be one of these kids that everybody else wanted to hang out with. So I did the stupid things that they did, and I remember this switch because I was a very smart kid. My mom loved the fact that I wanted to make her proud by getting straight A's.
Correct.
Just like finishing my plate of food and making a happy plate at that time.
Correct.
That's what I just wanted to do, and it got to the point when I was in high school, or not high school, but in school, I wasn't getting the girls, or because you want the attention, you want to be that cool kid, and I saw that the cool kids weren't doing their work. And I honestly think that was like a pivotal point in my life to where I went from actually education to actually the dumb priorities that young teens
that most, I would have to say 80% goes through.
Exactly,
Or was that like senior year? Usually senior year is when it drops off hard. Because of senior year, I barely passed high school. But from freshman to junior, I was solid.
Really?
Solid.
Man, that's awesome.
So you're like the whole high school fucked up.
Yeah, no, not even high school, junior high.
Oh, so I'm sorry,
it was like, it got to the point where I was just chasing women, but I still had this insecurity. You know what I mean? So it's just.
But if you're around women, it boosts up the confidence.
Exactly,
at the same time.
And that goes into makes you think man, is this dude has some real mama boy issues? You know what I mean? Because my mom was a single mother of 5.
Okay.
So, and I was the oldest.
Wow.
So I had to step up my game real quick. So when I wasn't getting the attention, like thinking about it now, you don't think that as a child, but if you really want to dig deep and think about, the root of problems, like...
You needed attention. Single mother of 5. You have 4 brothers to compete with.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So
okay.
It's if you just take a step back.
Yeah. No, to be honest, I'm a true believer in nurture over nature.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a huge. Of course, you can have a lot of natural instinct naturally, but then this is the way you get nurtured too. Is the respect you give, showing up on time, your etiquette. That's nurture. That's not nature.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I truly believe it. So fast forward, let's say end of high school. End of high school is a pivotal point for a lot of people. And I know you went to the service.
I did.
So was that right after high school?
That was literally a month after I graduated high school.
But did you think about it during junior year?
No, I actually thought about it. I thought about it junior year. Yes, because I realized I was not the most academic, scholar there. I didn't know how to get into college.
Okay.
I didn't know the process. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I know I made a promise to my mom. I would leave out of the house at 18. I was like, I got to do something.
So real quick to piggyback on that point too, because I feel like a lot of people don't. Was it the school that didn't provide you enough resources, or you're like, I just didn't do enough homework? About college.
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
You
Who can we blame this on?
Myself.
There we go.
You really can't blame it on anybody.
There we go.
Especially at a younger age, just how we're raised and the priorities in life, and the priorities in life we're surviving for a mother, single mother and 5 kids. So I really can't put it on anybody for saying, hey, Jamie, get your shit together and get ready for an SAT or an ACT. And I didn't take an ACT till after high school.
Even I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. Anyways.
So the reason I want to bring that on is excuses. My life wasn't bad is because of the school system. Is just you just didn't take time to dig and dive into college pretty much. That's pretty much that's it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't the system. Okay, done. So what happened there? So you're like, I didn't do enough homework for college. I'm gonna panic. And then was it a panic move, or was like, you know what? This is the most easiest transition.
Easiest transition, because I come from a small town.
Where?
Hobbs, New Mexico.
Wait, I forgot. Immigrant? Are you an immigrant? Born in America?
Born in America.
What state?
Texas.
Oh, you're in Texas.
Texas.
I didn't know that.
Dallas.
Woo! I love Dallas, man. Yeah. My girl's over there. I didn't know how good barbecue can be until it comes from Texas.
I know, right? Tex-Mex is
oh my god,
the best food.
Okay, so from Texas, okay. Born and raised?
Born, but not raised. I was raised in New Mexico.
I remember New Mexico. Okay. And then most of your life was in New Mexico for a while. Yes. What happened there? Why New Mexico?
Well, my mom didn't have too many options,
Okay.
Had a rough childhood, domestic violence.
Okay.
And so my mom had to get away, and it was just me, her, and my younger brother. She was in the stomach. So
that was the last kid.
No. That was my younger brother.
Okay.
Right before me. But like I said, we were in a domestic situation, and it got a little dangerous, and my mom had to make a move. So she moved with her dad.
Okay.
We moved with our grandparents.
Okay.
And that's just where we were raised.
So you're, I would have to say, are your grandparents or even your parents, are they immigrant, born in America? What are they?
No, they're all born in America.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're a couple generations in.
Yeah. The white. I'm black and white. So the white side of my family,
it's from the mom or the dad side.
Mom's side.
The white side is the mom's side.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Yeah. And the black side, they're mainly in Louisiana. Okay. Texas. So, but we're not immigrants. Except if you want to get technical in Africa.
Yeah. No, but I'm just saying, how deep is this family tree? That's it.
I don't even know. That's the scary part, man. Because my mom took us out from everybody. She didn't like the Heralds because that's a white side. Majority of them are racist. And the black side, gosh damn, majority of them are.
No, Texas black is very. Texas black is very racist.
Yeah.
Well, Texas white's very racist too. So.
Yeah.
The other part too is I'm a huge I'm a huge advocate of everybody. I hope everybody could be an immigrant, or I hope everybody could start as an immigrant, because I a couple years ago, being an immigrant was, I would have to say, was very shameful, because you're not American.
Okay.
But as you get older, you're like, damn, I'm so glad I'm an immigrant in this country, because I could be a kid grown up in North Africa, but I'm not.
You're not, yeah.
I'm a kid grown up in America. Like, you're winning. You're so winning right now.
And you're not going to know that unless you actually go through it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I see it all, especially with the foreign competitors and the immigrant competitors that are trying to get their pro card and whatnot. And it's like such a gosh.
And you see them, and you're over here bitching in America, and they have to fly to another country, not enough protein, well, whatever. Anyways, guys, we're taking a little break. All right, guys, welcome back to the podcast. We just dug pretty deep. We were asking how was baby Jamie was like. Was he a kid that follows rules and structure? Were you a bad boy? Were you a kid with popularity? And we just kind of discovered that Jamie had to compete as the oldest brother with a single mom that had 5 brothers.
Well, 2 sisters.
2 sisters.
3
Okay.
brothers.
So single mother mom, 2 brothers,
2 sisters.
2 sisters. And so 4.
Yep.
Well, 4. Shit, I got my notes wrong. All right. And then born in Texas, but actually raised in Mexico because of domestic issues. So let's keep it brief.
Yeah.
So New Mexico, what happened there?
New Mexico.
So high school in New Mexico.
High school in New Mexico is all about being a Hobbs Eagle. And for these
what's a Hobbs Eagle?
Hobbs Eagle is the it's it's the mascot. It's basically a Hobbs Eagle is Hobbs Eagles High School, and in small towns, sports is everything.
Yes.
You know, in Texas, it's mainly known for football. In my era of time of going to New Mexico, basketball was huge, and it meant everything to be a Hobbs Eagle to some people.
Okay,
So
it's a pride move.
Exactly, and that means girls, that means parties, that means...
you get access.
You got access, you know, so... And the thing is with that is, I didn't hang out with a lot of people.
Okay.
Like now, I still don't hang out with... I've always been to myself. I've always had... It's only been a select group of people, and it was just these 2 guys, Josh and Duncan.
Okay.
So...
Plug Josh and Duncan.
I don't even know why.
he just plugged them, but he doesn't know why.
Yeah.
But keep going. So let's fast forward. High school in New Mexico. Last year, a couple months before high school was done, and you're like, I'm gonna join the service because my life is not all there. And it's a reasonable option.
Yeah.
Very reasonable.
Yeah. It wasn't that depressing. It wasn't like my life's not all there. I was actually thinking like, man, you know how many women all around the world?
You're optimistic yourself.
Exactly. I was like,
you're
at
optimistic.
The things. I was like, there's so many women and they're foreign. I'm getting out of this small town. They're gonna be paying me. Regardless, I'm not gonna go homeless. Like they'll tell me what to do. It's like perfect transition from if you don't have your shit together in high school to kind of ease in to getting your shit together. So it was a great move.
Okay.
On my part.
So dive in a little bit further. With the military, how many years? What did you specialize in, and then what's the finish?
11 years. I specialized in bomb building, loading, testing. I'm an AO, aviation ordnance, but in layman terms, a bomb builder.
Okay, bomb builder.
You know, and that's what I did for 11 years.
So 3 takeaway. No, not 3 takeaway. First thing I'll ask is, do you recommend this transition for everybody else?
No.
No.
Absolutely.
Why the no?
Because if you actually have your shit together.
Okay.
You know.
And you did your homework.
Yeah.
You had application.
Exactly. You know that you need to go to college. You know
Correct.
that after college that you need to apply for a job or things like your parents actually teach you how to manage money.
Correct.
And actually look for business entrepreneurship to have people work for you. It's like a lot of these things is like how you're raised, and a lot of these smaller towns are just places where people have that type of knowledge, like the family and what they just don't know. There's no working for the man, going to school, getting a job. You know what I mean? So I think that that's a very important part of growing and actually choosing life choices after high school, because we all have the same 24 hours. We all put our pants on one leg at a time. Some of us have more money than others due to parents at the very beginning, or have more help, but no one has more money at the very beginning. So it's all how you use it, how you spend your time, and being optimistic.
Yeah. So for you, just recapping on the no, the reason you're saying no to this option for the military is because if you had another option and you did more homework and you were groomed a little bit more differently, it wouldn't even be a valid option.
Yeah.
Because you gotta have better opportunities outside of these 11 years.
You're at, yes, that's exactly
that's pretty
what
much
it is.
because I could scale myself differently within this 11 years looking back. Crazy.
You're absolutely you're nothing against being enlisted. I was enlisted for 11 years, but you're selling yourself short. I know that you have to have soldiers. You can't have there can't be too many chiefs.
Correct.
And that's just not how. So somebody has to be enlisted.
Yes.
But if you have the knowledge of knowing before you go into the military of not settling for less and going for enlisted, actually getting your education, because that in return is going to put you at a higher paying job because you'll be an officer. You'll
100%.
still serve your country if that's what you want to do, and you'll actually be respected more because
of an education.
Just off of education, you know what I mean? These guys that come into the military are automatically, that come to a bachelor's degree
100%.
as an officer,
They're already
automatically
higher
higher ranked than me. They get paid twice as much as me. They get, all these perks. They get treated as a human being.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
if you really look at it from a military standpoint and how we're treated,
They based on education.
it's just they just have it better. And I was never an officer, but freaking looking from an enlisted standpoint, they got it good. They had all the good food, good beds, and whatnot.
No, that's a huge nugget right here on these viewers, on my viewers that's going to land on this too, is like it or not, guys, it's crazy how you just said it out of your own mouth too, is where the more knowledge you have, just simplifying the idea, the more knowledge you have, the more well respected within an organization, which I truly believe. But at the same time, stepping into something that's going to be a long-term commitment without doing enough homework, it's shooting yourself short.
Oh yeah.
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 But ready for this? Let's talk about the optimism.
Let's do it.
The 3 biggest takeaway while you were enlisted, you're like, I'm glad I had these 3 takeaways.
Professionalism. I would also say understanding. I'm very understanding and impatient with every different culture I work with.
Okay. So you actually build in empathy. Empathy, okay.
Also, being a good human being. You know what I mean? That really does fall in line of the core of the military. Because at the end of the day, every soldier, sailor, marine, or whatever, they all volunteered. So you have to know that these people, they might do some bad things, some here or there, but they are still volunteering their lives, So if you really think about that, that's huge, 1. 2, the core values that they actually instill in you from boot camp, you know what I mean? It really does stick.
Okay.
And you really don't know until you get out of the military, to whenever you're in this civilian life, to where you see actually how human beings, well, I call you guys human beings because there's the military, then there's civilians.
Yes.
So it's just
it's like corporate and then corporate America and normal America. Same analogy. I fully understand.
And it's just how you guys operate. It's very selfish. Not everybody, but very selfish. Very me. Very. You have to get what you got to get done first before I get to anybody else. And a lot of what I see with guys coming out of the military, we're very naive and we're very nice. We think that everybody has good intentions coming out of the military.
Correct. Because that was built in infrastructurally.
Exactly. Everybody's there to help you. Everybody's there to build together. Like, if I need a fax to take off, there's actually people to help you take. There's no not getting anything done in the Navy because everybody helps. Everybody get the job done. So when you get out into the civilian sector, or even the fitness industry, and you start talking to different companies or talking to different athletes, it's you really can't trust anybody until you actually know them and build a relationship.
100%.
Because at the end of the day, this is money.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And
But the military is the same way too.
it is.
But at the same time, it's just the way they nurture you guys was a little bit different. It's 11 years of nurturing. So imagine if you're with a company for 11 years, the nurturement, it's going to be a little bit different too.
Yeah.
And especially if they know you're stuck for 11 years, they're going to treat you a little bit differently too.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, so the third part, what's the third one? It's being a
Being a good person.
Being a good person.
Yeah, you just learn to be a good human being. Like you, I can't, not all, but you do have that inside your chest.
Correct.
You know, every military service member.
So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Good takeaways.
Sweet.
So ready? So
Yes.
transition.
Okay.
So we're gonna dive into actually the body, but actually within how'd you pick up health and fitness? How'd you pick up bodybuilding?
No. I just wanted to be the biggest guy in the gym. Long story short.
During high school, during military,
No,
or when you got out?
military, yeah. In the military, I wanted to be a Navy SEAL.
Okay.
That's it. No B plan. I wanted to be a Navy SEAL.
Mhm.
I put in to be a Navy SEAL, and my job didn't allow it because we were undermanned. So I didn't have a plan B, and I didn't want to go back to fighting. So I just wanted to be the biggest guy in the gym. I did notice that I could get pretty fast gains from like going to the gym for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, it's the white and the black.
Yeah, it's great genetics. So I was like, I'm just gonna be a big guy and see what happens. And that's kind of how I fell into it, man.
Okay, cool. We're gonna take another break, guys. We reset the cameras, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, welcome back to the session with Jamie LeRoyce.
Hello.
So, a quick recap.
Okay.
We were diving into the military service that he was servicing for about 11 years, and my biggest question was it worth it, and would you recommend it to other kids in the future? And his answer was no. It was no, not based on his experience. It was no because he knew there were better options. That you viewers, if you did a little bit more homework and you were nurtured a little bit differently, and you put yourself into accountability that I'm gonna exhaust all of my options before the military, this 11 years would have been different.
Oh yeah.
And looking back, you know what's the craziest part? Looking back, if somebody lands on this video and they hear this and they did some homework, they'll be like, thank you for saving 5, 6, 11 years of my life.
It's huge. If someone would have told me that, it would have been a completely different
But you had
life.
no resources for that. There was no YouTube, podcast, iPod.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Yeah.
and then your three takeaway is, I feel like within every experience there is positive takeaway based on optimism.
Yeah.
The first one is professionalism. You actually had a built-in empathy, and then the last part is being a good person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So respect for another human being. All right, bodybuilding. We dived into bodybuilding where you live actively within the service because you want to get to be a Marine. But then there wasn't enough.
Navy SEAL.
Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
But then there wasn't enough slot. Life happens.
Life happens.
You pivoted. All right. You pivoted, and then after did you compete it within the service?
No. Well, I did. I
Okay.
did compete in the service.
So when was your first show?
My first show was actually July 2015.
Okay. 2015. Okay. Where was it at?
It was in LA.
LA. Okay. What division?
Men's physique.
Men's physique.
Yeah.
All right. And then what place?
Second.
Second.
Yeah.
Done. All right. Second show.
2016 July.
Okay.
LA. Same show.
Oh, so once a year. Same.
I went on deployment in between that time. That's the thing.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
we'll talk about this guy.
Oh,
what
excuse
place?
Me, 14.
14.
Yeah.
So 14 and then
16.
15. Oh, 14?
14, 15.
Okay, 14 and then 16.
Thanks, babe.
We met 15.
And then what place?
Second.
Second. Okay. So real quick, I'm gonna dive into this. How was the first show?
The first show was an experience. The first show I did not.
Why?
Because that's exactly what I planned it to be.
Oh.
You know,
okay.
I didn't go there.
Okay, now ready? Why?
Because I had no clue about it. You know, I had no clue what to expect.
Okay, but why? Because I had my first novice show too. The reason I got inspired because through magazines and influencers.
Why did I compete?
Why did you even want to step on stage?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. It's I think it's with a lot of bodybuilders. It's
Okay.
that a lot of us was athletes before. We have that competitive nature.
Same here.
And we see our physiques, and we do get a little, especially at the very beginning stages, very cocky, and we do compare ourselves very easily to others as a young bodybuilder without even knowing it.
Because you have newbie gains.
newbie game. Yeah,
I remember those
it's
15,
so
20
bad.
pounds.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you think that you're like. I remember, like, not even kidding. I would see pictures of like Sadiq and all the top 5.
Correct.
And I was like,
yeah, mine was Mark Anthony, Steve Cook.
I was
Yep.
like, I could beat these guys.
Yeah.
And I was like, let me go see what's. So I didn't diet. I didn't do anything. I was like, I'm not going to spend any money into this. I'm going to buy the bare minimum. I can get a coach. I was eating like fried chicken and.
Because there was already resources. Mm-hmm. You didn't have to get a coach. You could have self-coached if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You did.
Well, myself.
Yes.
And what I mean is, I didn't even know you needed a coach.
Yeah.
I literally went in there right after the gym.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't know I was supposed to get a tan or have a posing routine until like the night before.
You didn't do your homework again. At least I did my homework.
Exactly.
I YouTube for a while.
But I didn't put all this money into it either. That's the thing. I didn't go there with any expectations. I just want to say, if this is fun, then I'll take a look into it.
Okay.
Like, that's it. You know what I mean?
So how was it? How was the experience?
It's an amazing experience. Just to see a bunch of, because at that time I was already lifting for like a year.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Like on point, like concrete lifting, right?
Like it's just like you have that love. You just found this new love. Like kind of whenever you get your first girlfriend, but it was with bodybuilding. So it was like every day it was like I'm seeing gains, like, learning about new supplements. Like I'm gonna take this. I just learned about this on bodybuilding.com, so I have to take this.
Or simply shredded.com.
Yeah, it's just stuff like that, and you get really excited and super naive, but you know.
Okay. Yeah. So after your first show, so you got second place, top of the world. It sucks you didn't get first, but second you got to walk away with a little trophy. And then what happened there mentally?
Mentally, I wanted, I knew that it was a great outlet, but I didn't think it was for me. You know what I mean? At first, so after that show, I was just back to whatever. I was getting ready to go on deployment.
Correct.
I just wanted to have a good time and still go to the gym. So I didn't even know what a hell of a diet was. So I didn't pay much mind to it. I just wanted to still get big and train.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Cool. And then you came back, July 2016. What made you come back on the stage?
Oh man, my ex wife left me.
Okay.
And that was in the deployment in between 2015.
Correct.
And I needed to find an outlet for that anger and whatnot, because it was a huge deal to me during that deployment. And bodybuilding was my outlet. So, like, for a straight 8 months, I trained, you know, and when we pulled into ports, I would go find a gym, and I'd like to train with the locals, or it was just all bodybuilding. I got my certification on the boat, you know. So while I was on deployment, so that whole time I was out to sea, it was nothing but.
Okay, so within this too is now the financials behind it too. So it seems like you served the military. There was some financial backing with this because bodybuilding is a very expensive sport. There's a lot of eating. Even the shows to sign up is very expensive. It's a couple $100.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so finance wise, you were stable. Okay, and then you did your second show. How was that experience?
The second show was an amazing experience because I worked so hard. I knew this is what I wanted to do. And whenever I did step on stage in the Open, because I placed second my first show in Novice, and in that mindset... Like,
so what's the difference between Novice and Open?
Novice is basically the people who are... It's their very, very first show.
Okay.
You know...
So you're competing with novices.
Exactly.
Okay.
You know, and...
so what's the cap? Third place, fourth place, you can't compete with the novice?
I personally think that if you get top 5, you're ready for Open. Depending on how many people are there. If you definitely win it, then you need to go to Open. Okay. Otherwise, you're sandbagging and you're being a trophy chaser. And you know, if that's the case, you can go buy that $15 trophy. You just
engrave your name on there.
Exactly, and save you X amount of money, probably hundreds of dollars.
Yes.
Instead of just being a sandbagger.
Yes.
And going from novice chasing swords. I never understood that.
Yeah.
It's pointless.
Because you're not willing to compete.
Exactly. You just want to sandbag. okay.
So the second thing is you did open. You're like, all right, I'm gonna compete with some bigger boys.
Exactly.
All right.
And to me, in that mindset, that was like competing against pros. Like
I felt like it.
I saw Axel Alvarez. You know.
Oh, Axel was competing.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Axel fan.
2015, and
yes.
And I saw this guy, and he was in PC, but in the Open. I saw him in 2014.
Okay.
My very first show.
Okay.
And I was like, these are what Open guys like look like. Like I was like, because I thought I was like God's gift to Earth. You know, that's what my mindset was.
Trust me, I felt the same way. I felt the same way with my Novice. I was like, oh, I look good.
And then I see Axel, and I see the guys he's competing against. I'm like, what does that even mean? I don't understand those muscles that he has popping out. And I'm over here drinking water. Like, why are you looking like that? You know, it's so that opened my eyes.
There was a learning curve.
Exactly. So when I did go do Open and I played so well, I was like, man, I progressed a lot because I remember how I saw these Open guys. Okay. You know, so it was an experience.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, you're like, I'm actually gonna see if I can make a career out of this, or you're like, I just kind of even liked it even more?
I just liked it even more. Okay. You know what I mean? It was never a career. It was just I wanted to win. Okay. That's it. Every show I wanted to win. Okay. And I'm glad it didn't happen. Okay. I only had two
Any sponsorships then when you were amateur?
Right after that one, I got picked up by APS like instantly.
As an amateur?
Yeah.
They've been with you that long?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I got salary. I was getting paid salary after my second show.
Who prospected that part?
Actually, that was all. I just.
Oh, okay. So who prospected? Did you reach out to them, or did they reach out to you?
Oh, I reached out to. It was a little bit of both. It was a sweepstakes.
Okay.
That's what it was.
Who slid into whose DM?
I hit them up.
Okay, good.
I definitely hit them up, but it wasn't as a business. I saw. I saw a magazine. It was like a Flex magazine, and it was like the muscle model search.
Correct.
And that's how it all happened.
I remember the muscle model search.
Yeah, I took like a bathroom selfie and I sent it in and forgot about it. Then I got this message from, and this is whenever things started to pick up for me. I started to get this crazy attention.
Correct.
And I wasn't used to it. I get this email from this guy called Brian Hilbrand asking me for some photos of me with my clothes off pretty much. And I was like, no. And then I was like, wait, let me look at that again. And it was APS. They needed some more photos because they put me in the top 10.
Okay.
But long story short, I got picked up by them, and they made it actually pretty easy to pay for the shows.
We're going to take a pause, and we're going to dive into you taking the initiative to actually reach out to people, too.
Okay.
Cool. All right, guys, pause. All right, guys, welcome back. So what we just touched base on was...
a lot of stuff.
Jamie's first and second show. He actually did it out of the first one was curiosity. I would have to say. The second one was out of I would have to say converting your emotions to something that became an outlet.
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely. I didn't want to use the word anger. There was no anger. It was just a conversion of energy. Mm-hmm. Right. And then I did ask, and I did ask about the business aspect of it, about the second show, because getting second place is good because you're like, all right, I'm in a good path, right? Because it's a huge thing.
Yeah.
The second part is you got second place again. Is a pretty good huge ding. You know what I mean? Like, all right, I think I have the physique for this. I kind of have what they're looking for.
Yeah.
But on top of the second one, you did something that a lot of people do, which is signing up for contests that brands have to become an ambassador or even just build relationships with the brand. And then for you, so after you send in the picture, you sign in for the contests, you got the email requesting more pictures. And I'll be like, what the?
Yeah.
So what happened there? What happened with the relationship?
Well, I honestly feel that I've always been very professional in my emails due to the military. Okay. So I responded promptly, and I was very professional, and I think that really spoke volumes to the team that was choosing these athletes. Okay. So they went very well. Yeah.
So you're applying some skills, prompt and professional.
Yeah, it's a business at the end of the day.
It is. So what happened there? So that relationship started, and then they put you on the platform, and then what was your third show?
My third show was actually the very first Classic Physique show.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Classic.
Yep. And that
what was the date?
January, what was it? 16th. Yeah, 2000.
Of 16. No, January 30th.
Yeah, 2016.
No.
It's 14, 15, and 16.
14, 15 right here, and then 16.
Yeah.
Okay, 16. So classic. What's up?
Oh man, I knew that division. I knew the planets aligned.
Yeah.
Like on some like universal shit. Like I was like, I made for this. Like Classic Physique came out, and I was like, I am Classic Physique. I'm gonna go prove not only this to myself.
And you're like, I'm gonna get my pro card not as a men's physique, but as a classic physique.
Yep. Yeah.
So give me some whys. Like, why did you know?
I knew because I saw my potential. I saw my potential a long before anybody else did. You know.
2014.
Before 2014.
Before 2014.
Yeah,
All right.
when I started training. First, you know, and even before that, we can even go as far as like,
If you're just going back to mentality,
just
mentality-wise, work ethic-wise, you're like, I got this shit.
Exactly.
Now is this time. Now is this time. Okay. And then the other why I would have to ask is like, why did you think that this is gonna make sense as a career move?
Well, because
of the first relationship that you built with APS, or is it because you had financial standing where you could invest more time to this hobby and passion into a career move? Like, what is that why?
Well, honestly, the why was my heart.
Okay.
To be honest with you, it just felt right to follow this, and I knew that everything else would fall in line. It's a passion I had, and I don't know how else to explain it. It just felt right. But if we're going to talk about financial situations, like yes, I was in a better situation than others. I was getting a paycheck every first and fifth.
Your shows were comped.
You know, well, they weren't comped.
Oh, never mind.
You know what I mean? But, well, yeah, they were, because I got picked up for Bro Activewear.
There we go.
You know, and they were paying for my show. So as an NPC, I was like, the only thing I was paying for was a tan.
Okay.
And I was very, very fortunate, you know, at the very beginning, but also I knew that this was a business, and professionalism was going to speak waves when I did reach out to these companies.
Okay.
You know, so and I reached out to Bro Activewear, and I reached out to you. I reached out to Bill. You know, and it's just how you plan your approach, and I honestly feel that a lot of people they don't understand that professionalism goes a long way, because you only get one first impression.
That's so true. You don't even know how some uncomposed DMs and emails we get. Uncomposed. like yo, I'm interested. Like yeah yo.
And you know another thing on top of that.
Yo.
Another thing on top of that, and I think why people do that is because they think that they are the shit. You know what I mean? And it's not their fault. It's just how we said it before, is that young bodybuilders, they get that new gains. Now it's from I understand why, to whenever you're still acting like that doucher and you've been training for 4 years, 3 years. Like, people should know who you are. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, this company that's making X amount of money, like, what are you going to provide for their company? You know, because I guarantee you they're not going through your Instagram. So it's like, if you're coming at them like sideways, thinking that people owe you something, there you go.
The world doesn't owe you shit.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like with us in the beginning with Bill too. Is like, even when we're reaching out to influencers to do campaigns and just to provide as much value as possible, either good products or content to trade work. It's like, it wasn't a hey, you want to collab.
Yeah.
You have to state benefits and why this is a reasonable transaction for you to even put hours out during the day to even do a collab with us to build up to who we are today.
Yeah.
It wasn't a Yeah. Yep. So I fully understand. So 2016 in January, you did a classic show. How did that go?
I won the very first Classic Physique Class A.
Okay.
I didn't get the overall.
Okay.
And it's gonna haunt me for the rest of my life.
You got first place.
I got first. Yes, I did get first.
You know what's the craziest part? If I pulled back down notes, you actually had a pretty good. This is Jeremy, 4th, 1st, 3rd, 0.
Really?
Yeah, that's all on, right?
Holy shit.
Yeah, so your career is pretty good right now.
Okay.
So that's your 3rd show. You got 1st, you got 3rd. But that's his national show, though. Okay. So what's the show right after that?
It would be the Gov Cup.
Gov. What date was that?
That was right before.
April or March?
I think it was March. I'll say March 14th.
March. Okay.
Like right after
2016. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Is the governor just another local show, or is it?
That was in Sacramento.
Okay.
It's by Spectrum Fitness.
Okay.
And I placed second.
Okay.
And yeah.
And then what's after that?
Junior USA's Nationals.
Okay.
And was that the beginning of 2017?
That was in the summertime.
Okay, so it was right before.
It was before my birthday.
So it's still 2016.
Yes.
So you're grinding pretty hard in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then what you guys? What place?
Second place.
Second place. Oh, that was your first national, and you got your pro card.
Yeah.
Bro, your career is easy.
What?
No, look, Jeremy is fourth, right?
Okay.
And then first overall, he was top of the world, and then he got slammed in national. And then he didn't even make it he was like third call out.
Whoa.
So he got slammed again. And then this is like his pivotal point where you're like, is this even valid as a career move?
Yeah.
And his thing is, why not? And then that's when he got first. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So you had it pretty good, bro.
Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, because now it comes back to perspective. Sometimes people are like, damn, I didn't have it that good. But then if you look at another pro career, trust me, somebody will probably have it worse than you.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. So you kind of appreciate what you have. All right, so right here, pro. What happened there?
I was ready to get to work.
Okay.
After that, how I got my pro card, I gave myself a date in mind.
Okay.
Like, that's just what it is.
Okay.
So whenever
It was the end of 2016, I'm going to get it done.
Yeah, that
Okay.
year I'm getting my pro card. So everything I said, like, it was gonna get done.
Okay.
So
So mentally, I want to dig into that process. Why did you give yourself that due date?
Man, because I wanted to be the best in the world at a certain age in my life.
What was the age?
It was supposed to be 30. And I'm 30 now. But
Okay.
I made it to the Olympia, but I was supposed to win. If you were to talk to me back in 2014,
Uh-huh.
I was supposed to win by the time I'm 30.
Okay.
But I got 10 places behind that.
Okay. All right, guys, we're going to take a little break.
Yeah.
And we're going to come back. All right, guys, welcome back. A little recap. Jamie's career was a lot better than Jeremy, I would have to say. First show, 2014, second place. July 2015, second place. January 2016, transitioned to classic because you knew it was a better class for you.
Yeah.
You got first place because he was self-aware. And then March 2016 Governor's Cup, second place. And then Junior USA, which is the national where you got your pro card, you got second place. So you were at a peak for a while. You never dropped below that peak.
Yep.
And so it was a very good career move. Once you went pro, you're like, all right. Wait, was this before you moved from out of Fresno?
Yeah, I was still in the Navy.
You're still in the Navy.
Yeah.
Okay, so
all this is still in the Navy.
Still within the Navy ecosystem.
So I was still doing this on my own time, like 3 a.m. fasted cardio.
Those were the mornings where you did the IG stories like, shit, I still got 4 hours left, and you're sitting on the chair. Yeah, I remember those days.
It had to get done.
It has to get done. So no excuses. So how was it juggling Navy life, which is a lot of hours?
Yes.
And a lot of labor. To getting here.
Oh man, well I tell you what.
So did your training change? Did you work out earlier? What happened here in this position?
Well, it's at the very earlier stages.
Okay.
I would say from 2014, my first 3 shows. It was just making sure I trained.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's after work or before work. I didn't do cardio until I went for my pro card. I never did cardio. And once I had to start doing cardio, that's whenever, and just me not being able to sleep from the Navy because I was night check all the time, or day. They would always switch on my times, and we always worked long hours. So we're always used to not having sleep. So when I came into something like bodybuilding, whenever they told me I had to do fasted cardio in the morning, go to work, and then after work still get my training in, I said, okay, and then surviving off of 4 hours of sleep, like, that's easy because I can, like, get 2 hours here, 3 hours here at work, or, you know, I would sleep, like, in intakes of jets, you know, it's just to pass the time because the guys knew I was tired. They knew that they believed in my dream as well, so whenever we were loading bombs, and they really didn't need me because it was, like, a basic load, I would pass out in the jet intake while, you know, they took care of the work. And that's just the brotherhood we have.
Correct.
I have no clue how we got into that subject. But, yeah, it's just whatever it takes, man. That's what it is. So, I hope I answered your question.
No.
Because I do go on rants and I forget what the hell we were talking
No,
about.
and it's actually all built into, like or not, it's built in from the reason you named those guys out, because it's just good being a good human being, and they had empathy for what you're doing, so they understood the hustle.
Yeah.
You did a very interesting move. I remember this move, and you called me. You're like, I think I should move to LA. I remember that call very vividly. You're like, I was like, I'm gonna leave Fresno. You guys don't know where Fresno is. It's
we were actually in Hanford. We just say Fresno because
it's easier to
exactly,
locate.
but it's like 45 minutes away from Fresno.
Okay.
So it's even smaller town.
It's a smaller town. It's called Hanford, close to Fresno.
Yes.
It's up north. It's the awkward in between San Jose, San Francisco, and Southern California.
Farms and cow poop.
Yes.
You know, it's all you smell going in.
Because like it or not, when I go to expos, I do get a lot of entrepreneurs or inspiring entrepreneurs where they're moving from another state to Venice, to Santa Monica, to LA.
That's insane.
And so, like it or not, it's still a crazy move for you guys. It's a couple hours.
Yeah.
But to them, like, they're moving states. So how was that transition? Why did it make sense to do the move?
Well, because this is bodybuilding. This is networking. This is everything who we are in today's age. And it was pretty good. We'll have to save that and I'll upload that.
Okay.
But it just made sense to us. We knew that we wanted to be here. I was always scared, more scared than she was.
Yeah.
But having that team effort there, you know, it made the transition easier. But I'm not gonna lie, I was stressed out as fuck.
Yeah.
It was very, very stressful. Very, very
What kind of stress?
Financially, the unknown. We didn't know. I was stressing over parking. You know, like, where am I gonna park my car? You know, I'm always gonna get tickets. Like, people are freaking mean. Like all these horror stories that you hear about LA. The only horror story that's right is that it's expensive.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So let's dig into this. Like, what unknown were you talking about? Like, what kind of questions was in your mind? Because like you're not a human being, we move away from pain and we prefer comfort.
Exactly.
And
that's, oh man, that is
so I'm pretty sure your own self told you, don't do it.
Exactly.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
That's whenever I knew that's whenever I was supposed to do it.
Yeah, that's the craziest part.
That's self-growth right there. You grow
through
in
pain.
Uncomfortable situations,
100%.
you know?
Yes.
If you constantly try to find the easy way out, you're going to be living that easy, basic life, and you're always going to wonder what it's like to chase your goals and really not having that fear. And it's until you get into that fear, it's until you get into those financial struggles, it's until you get into those always losing in bodybuilding and not really knowing what's going on, but really making it through to build and blossom as a great athlete or human being you're trying to be.
But ready for this? Look at your career move, and I'm going to dig into the mindset a little bit more. Is you had a good career along the way, so this unknown shouldn't be there, but it was. So what was that unknown?
Survival. Are we talking about bodybuilding?
No, moving out of Fresno.
Survival. Pretty much, just survival.
Interesting. Survival in which aspect?
Financially.
So financially it was ambiguous.
Yeah, it's scary. I mean, because at the end of the day, like, we're still adults, and you know, taxes and my the person I'm paying rent to, they're not gonna care like how
what I have to go through.
Yeah, it's just they need their money. So like, it's cutthroat in LA, and it really hardens you if you really don't leave yourself excuses. Like, you just get it done. And LA has got to be one of the best life choices I have ever made, because in LA I've been to the darkest places in my life, and I have Now I am the most confident, the most clear-minded, and more understanding and just wanting to grow as a human being. There's nothing I can't do, like, at all.
Oh,
Like
after surviving LA.
Exactly.
You know what's the craziest part? A little bit of me want to live in New York for a year for the same reason. If you think LA is crazy,
I'm scared of New York.
oh, but imagine how hungry New York will be.
Oh my
Because like it or not, in banking, the bigger number boys were in New York. And the West Coast, we had some good numbers guys in the West Coast too. But I was like, dude, just put me in the pit with the New York guys.
Man. They're all hustle.
Yeah.
And I think honestly,
and then you're 3 hours ahead of the market. Oh my god.
A lot of it plays the key, and I just really like looking at the just the communities, just the overall, just New York in general. If you just actually just go there and just don't be where the tourist spots. Like actually be around New Yorkers or what the locals, and you'll see that they are on a business mindset without it, like subconsciously. It's like if you ain't got nothing to say that's going to either benefit them or it has anything to do with money, then like why are you wasting my time? Especially if I don't know you. So I can understand it's not rude to them. It's rude of me to waste their time and while they're on their way to get money or whatever they're trying to do better their life. So I get that hustle. I get the Empire State of mind, and it's very, very intimidating.
And it's exciting because now you're gonna go through awkwardness again.
Exactly.
And that's the shit I want to experience. Dude, to be honest, it's like I talked to Randy about this too. I was like, you know what would be cool if I move our whole operation back to LA for a year.
That'd be crazy. And just to go back on New York.
Yep.
I think that if you're just an entrepreneur, and you did want to move to New York, and you did want to experience another type of that hustle mindset.
Yep.
I think a lot of it with people is that they connect emotion too much to business. So they go in there with feelings, and they get their feelings hurt whenever somebody says that I ain't about what you're trying to tell me, or get out of here because time is money. It's like if you get to where it's like you're that stone cold and you only care about the people who need to be fed and just know that business is business.
Yep.
That's the cutthroatness that I want.
Yep.
I think that if you go to New York and actually get in that state of frame, you will have that cutthroatness. And whenever people come at you with emotions and whatnot, or if they get sad over a business decision that you said, it's not going to affect you because you're still getting paid, and they're going to have to learn how to either grow, or just piss and moan about it. So in reality, you're doing them a favor, but you have to be in that mindset to not give a fuck about people's emotion when it comes to your business.
100%.
Sorry for the rant.
No. It's because you know what's the craziest part? Jamie LeRoyce a year and a half ago wouldn't understand that rant.
Nothing at all.
That's the exciting part about being in this circle. Anyways, we'll take a little break, guys. We're actually diving into financials right now. This is the exciting part. We're gonna bang this session out. And anyway, that's how raw this session is. Anyways, welcome back, guys, to the YouTubers, and then IG, of course. We're back live. But for the people, we transitioned into you getting your pro card, but at the same time, you did a huge financial decision, which is to move out of a very small town.
Yes.
Near Fresno. It's called
Hanford,
which is up north of California. And then your three biggest uncertainty was the unknown, which is huge.
Yeah.
Fear of the fear. The second thing is financial insecurities. And then the very last part is what would be the last part?
As far as
just why leave? Why you shouldn't be leaving Fresno?
Why I shouldn't be leaving Fresno?
Do you have families and friends over there?
No, not families and friends. It was just it's a very easy place. It's comfortable. Comfortable.
Okay,
very
cool.
Comfortable.
Okay, done. All right, so let's work about backwards. So the unknown is let's simplify this. Fear of the fear. Of the fear, and we talked about fear. It's like fear is just fear. People gravitate towards comfort and try to move away from pain and fear. Very simple. Simple human nature. What got you through the fear?
the confidence of winning, and not only winning at in bodybuilding, but winning in life.
Okay.
So that's what I knew I can do it.
It was confident through wins.
Mm-hmm.
Done. Financials. So to pivot from, did you have a job in Fresno? You had a 9 to 5?
I was in the Navy.
Okay, you were in the
I was
Navy. And then you fully transitioned out of the Navy too when you moved to Cali?
Yes, that was in November.
Cali, LA?
Yeah,
okay.
November 2017.
So you left the Navy too?
Yeah, 17.
Left Navy.
Oh, it's 16, excuse me. Yeah, November 2016.
Is it Navy? Or
Navy.
Navy, okay,
Navy.
left Navy. Alright, and then so at the same time, I'm pretty sure you had Jeremy had this, is where if you attend school, they still give you some type of salary.
You get paid to go to school. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. But did you get paid to go to school too?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the first source of income. Mm-hmm. The second source of income, what did you attach it into?
Savings.
Savings.
For sure.
So you had to tap into your savings.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And my girlfriend.
Okay.
As well.
Okay.
So
dual. Let's call it dual income.
Okay, dual income.
Dual income. Okay. And then the last part that you had to tap into or create. Personal training.
Yeah, personal training.
Personal training.
Yep.
Personal training. Okay. Done. Yeah, and then the very last thing is the military funding. Okay. So the reason I want to bring up the financial part, the ambiguous part of the financials is you actually did a pretty smart move. Remember how a lot of memes and videos and they're like, just do the leap. Just do the leap. Just do it and it'll all work out. Mm-hmm. To be honest, you shouldn't be doing the leap.
Yeah.
If you don't have some kind of stream of income into any new market. Because number one, I believe that you can make stupid, rational, short-term transactions. Mm-hmm. That's not going to yield to long-term effects.
Yeah.
Because you're so rushed.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing is without pre-planning and doing your homework on what you do need to survive in LA, every day you have unnecessary pressure of being under-prepared.
Yep.
And then for you in bodybuilding, pressure and stress is a bad thing.
It's a huge bad thing, and
because it's a chemical reaction.
Yeah, it can really mess with any of your preps.
Okay.
You know, you can really start seeing it.
Okay.
Especially whenever you're a low body fat.
Okay.
It's just not good.
Okay. And then the very last part is you have to understand that if all of these stuff, the saving account, the dual income, and military is not sufficient, you have to build something small within your own services, and the service that you built was personal training.
Personal training, yeah.
So how was that learning curve?
It was a horrible learning curve.
That's what I wanted to hear. Yes.
And just to take a step back, because I wanted to say about moving to LA.
Okay.
All right. If you have responsibilities like you have a wife and kid, you know, you have people who actually depend on you, like financially, it would behoove you to make sure that your finance you do fix a budget before moving to a place like LA. But on the other note, if it's just you can do bad by yourself. Right? You can be in those uncomfortable situations. I was going to get to the point to where I was going to come to LA if I had to live in my car and I was going to figure it out. Mm-hmm. You know, I wanted to be in this environment so bad because I knew I was going to grow. So if you go into that mindset, I know it's a very hardcore mindset, but, you know, I've been through a lot of things as well. And I'm comfortable being that by myself.
That guy for a while.
That guy, exactly. I'm totally fine living in my car and whatnot if that meant living in LA, growing my brand, and being around bodybuilding.
Yep.
You know, and that's not me just wanting to come to LA. That's me wanting to succeed in life and in bodybuilding.
Correct.
You know, so my heart was in the right place.
But then you had so many uncertainty that you had to iron it out.
Yeah.
And to iron it out, you actually had to just be in it.
You have to be in it. Like
with a strategy.
With a strategy, yes. If I went in there with somewhat of a strategy. You should go in there with a great strategy. It's just like myself, if you see my track record of my shows, it's like I'm very go. So I don't like this weight. I like to figure it out.
Correct.
You know.
And then remember too, within the financials too, is like you had people that were dependent on you too, and like it or not, it was an uncomfortable shift, but you had to do it because it was a future transaction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I remember that part too. And when you let that go, there was so much pressure.
Yeah.
And at the same time, there's so much relief because now you can build a future that you're looking forward to.
Yeah.
Even though there was family members that depended on you.
Yep.
And we could go into a different subject with that part too. Is sometimes people don't understand you have to let go to grow.
Yeah. That's a huge thing. You have to go through the what your body doesn't want to go through, and you can. And bodybuilding is a huge metaphor because anything that you want to do, if you want to grow your muscles,
Yes.
you're gonna have to put it through uncomfortable situations.
Correct.
You know, and the same goes hand in hand with life.
Correct.
So.
Ready?
Yes.
After you got your pro card, what happened there?
After I got my pro card, I was ready to hit the IFBB stage. So I went to NPC USA's. I think. Pacific USA's.
Pacific.
Yeah, Pacific USA's.
That was your first pro show?
That was my first pro show.
2016.
16. And that was 4th place.
This is a life.
Yeah.
This is the beautiful part in life. Okay, 4th place. What's next after?
I did. It was the show I won, Fit World Muscle Contest, 2016, and I won.
Okay.
So,
Won. What place?
First place.
First.
That was my first win.
That's your first pro win. 2016.
Yep.
17.
Oh, 17?
17.
Excuse me, 17.
Yeah, 17. Sorry.
All right.
Was Pacific USA's in 17 as well then?
So USA was 16.
Yeah, I was in 16 because I was trying to go to the
So,
Olympics.
yeah, because you're trying. I remember you were trying to push for Olympia
Yeah.
that year, and it didn't really make it because you needed more size.
Yeah.
You came back, you grew, and then, okay, real quick, 4th place.
Yeah.
This is the lowest point in your career right now, 4th place.
But that was the highest
What-
point in my career.
But at the same time, Pacific, were you still in Fresno or you in LA?
I was still in Fresno.
Okay,
I was still in the Navy.
Okay, so there we go. That part is huge too because you still had some kind of security even though you took a loss. You took an L.
Yeah.
Okay. So what happened during that L?
That L, that was a high point in my life because I, pro debut, just stepped on stage against IFBB pros, and I placed 4th. I placed better than X amount of people. I got not the 5th spot, but the 4th spot.
Correct.
You know, so in my mind, it's like I got what it takes.
It does.
I'm ready. Like I can hang with these guys. Now that was my biggest thing is because mentally I knew I was there.
Yes.
You know, but I didn't know if I was ready physically, and that was a huge eye opener to me. That hey, like you got what it takes.
And that's back to you being an optimistic person too. Some people see it as an L. And I actually just kind of just staged you, said it as an L, but then you came back, it wasn't an L, it was actually a good stepping stone into the next show because now it's not local, now it's not now you're competing with the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
And that's what the pro stage lets you have is compete with the world. And so you came back, you took it as a win. It was an L, it was a win.
Exactly.
And then you did another show.
And that was my
Was that the new? It was the first pro win.
Yeah, my first pro win was.
Where was it at?
Pacific USA. It's in LA.
LA. Okay.
Yeah, it was the
February.
Fit World Pro.
Okay.
And placed first, and then I was ready to I'm ready to take on the top 5 Olympians. So I know the 2 biggest shows was Pittsburgh and New York. So I chased it. You know, I don't understand when people like dodge shows or dodge competitors or whatever. Like we're in the game of testing our mettle against the best. You know what I mean? The only way you're gonna find out what you need to do in order to become the best, or to find out even if you are the best, is to go against the best. So it's never intimidated me, and I've always thought of myself as better than any other bodybuilder out there. That's the confidence you have to have, and if you can't formulate it from your mind, from your heart, your mind, and out to your mouth to actually bring it to life, then it's going to be a really hard time for you in bodybuilding, because bodybuilding, like I said before, is a very individual sport. And a lot of people depend on not bodybuilding, but Instagram and social media for this clarification and satisfaction of attention to get them their first place win. Whenever they do go to the stage, they find out it's not what it's all cracked up to be, you know what I mean? So it's a lot of growing with these people that are getting into this sport.
We're going to take a little break. Okay. We're going to dive into that mindset too.
Yeah.
Alright guys, welcome back YouTube. we were digging a little bit deeper into his pro career, and yeah, it was tough. After his pro show, he got second place, and then into his first pro show, he got fourth place. But you saw it as a very great stepping stone to move forward for the future. But some people would see it as L's. Oh yeah. And then it's all in perspective too. The other part too is when it comes to what you said was very interesting, and how it comes from the heart, and the heart has to trick the brain, and then the brain has to trick the body to becoming what you want to become.
Huge bodybuilding metaphor.
No, that's business.
It's just what it is.
No, business, I know we have to make X mil every year to know that next year we're going to go X mil, until next year we're going to have X amount of team members. And then, like it or not, I have to know that's going to happen, or else it ain't happening.
Exactly.
It's the same mentality.
I get it.
It's just the correlation is hard to pinpoint. And not all people that look good in the gym have good habits either. And that's a disconnect. They can't connect to the two forces into their everyday life. On top of that, anything else you want to touch on top of the fourth place?
Yeah. I would definitely like to. I hear a lot of guys saying that they're going to take a year off after they get the pro card.
Correct.
And I never understood that. Like, why won't you get back in the fight? Because you need to know, like, what you need to work on, you know? And you can actually compete and get better at the same time. I haven't stopped competing since 2014.
Correct.
You know? Well, technically 2015 I took a deployment.
Yep.
But I always got better, and I always thought to myself, hey, I'm going to win this next show. I'm going to win this next show. Every show was the Olympia for me, you know? So whenever people tell me that they're going to take a year off, whenever they don't even know what they need to work on, they just said they need to grow, you're already taking yourself out of the fight. On the other hand, when I hear competitors talk to me, they're like, hey, I'm going to take this practice show before I go to nationals. Like, what the hell is a practice show? You know, it's like you're going to go practice and see how you do to get you ready for the real deal. Like, that doesn't make any sense. It's a waste of time, and it's very...
waste of resource.
Waste of resource, just disrespectful, and it's just... It has no room. So those are the guys that I would gladly, take out on the bodybuilding stage. Like, come at me with that practice show nonsense, and you will be in third call-outs.
100%.
So
because they're not expecting to win.
Exactly.
Already. It's not the mentality.
Exactly.
All right, so we're gonna fast forward because we're gonna wrap this bad boy up. How was being the Olympia stage?
Oh man, it was an amazing experience. It was, it's, to be honest with you, I was nervous I was pretty nervous, I'm known to be confident.
Correct.
And that was one of the biggest stages. Well, that was the biggest stage. The thing is, I never even seen the Olympia bodybuilding stage.
Personally, I haven't seen it.
The first time I saw it, I was stepping on it. So I saw it.
They didn't let you walk it?
No. At all. It's like, they're like, all right, you need to... I went straight to the...
Follow that line, get to that line, and you're there.
So the first time I actually saw the stage, I was stepping foot on it. And I saw it from the competitor standpoint to the crowd, not what you guys see on the stage.
Correct.
So it was actually just pretty overwhelming. And, I was nervous. You know what I mean? Because I was happy, I was scared, I was proud, but I still wanted to do a great job. I knew I wanted to make people proud, because at the end of the day, that's why I do it. I really don't do this for myself, because bodybuilding is amazing. Bodybuilding is something I love and it's something that I always turn to. But the reason why I push myself so hard, and I think that other people should pick up on, is even if they don't have the support base of Instagram, they do have some type of support from family members. And if they really think about not letting people down, then they actually lose all selfishness. They're doing it for somebody else than themselves, and bodybuilding then becomes something so much bigger than they are. It does become a way of life, and then you learn more when you do things for other people. and that's how I've grown and gotten better. It's because I don't want to let the people who support me, that don't even know anything about me, but they know that they want me to win. My son who watches my YouTube videos, you know, my daughter who brags about me, my mom who, you know, I want her to be proud to talk about her son. So everything I do is literally to make somebody proud or give them hope that what I am doing and what I'm preaching is working. You know, being a good person, training your butt off, dieting, suffering, you know, being, you know, all in it. And that's what I honestly feel the people that will succeed in bodybuilding, who I want to succeed in bodybuilding, and who I want in my circles, the people who actually care. Because when I see posts on Instagram like, hey, check out my six-pack, or hey,
my abs are coming in.
Yeah, it's like you're giving, especially from an IFBB professional bodybuilder, you know, it's our job. I honestly feel it's our job to give back to the community.
Yes.
Because we were all those kids like, I wonder what they're doing, or I wonder, you know, if I should be eating this or training like that. And I honestly feel that it's our job. And especially you wanted to leave your own legacy in the way you feel about bodybuilding, to really feed it back to the community and give back, you know, to something that you love. And I honestly feel that those are the champions. Those are the people that will succeed in bodybuilding, because they are not selfish and they are making sure that our community is growing and it's bigger than them. Because whenever Phil Heath leaves, or now Breon, Mr. Olympia, Breon leaves, or Danny Hester, you know, and whenever they leave, they will leave a lasting impression. I don't know Phil Heath personally, but I do know Breon and Danny, and they bring the classic physique community together. Not only the classic physique, but the fitness community. And that's what it's all about, is about bringing people together. So whenever you have this Instagram high school popularity contest, and you're only getting, you know, X amount of attention, that's why. Because you're being very selfish. You have nothing to give back to the community, and you might as well literally go back to, I guess, college and see how that works out for you, you know. So that's my that's my 2 cents.
No, and the 2 cents is it makes you either be a regular lifter that competes casually, or dive in at 100%.
Exactly.
And if you dive in at 100%, those are the pillars that you need to be aware of. Or else you are not going to understand why you're doing it.
Exactly.
15 years out.
Yep.
That's like, if I wanted to condense that idea, it's like you have to understand why you're building the business. Why am I built? Why are we doing this? Because once you, and the why has to be internal and external. External is to foster the community that you love so much because you don't want this to die. The internal is for internal growth because you know you're the best.
Yep.
And you got to prove it to yourself in the same manner.
Yep.
I understand. Deep. And I just simplify ideas.
Vibing.
The very last part is, after the Olympia, did you know you're gonna be a millionaire?
Yeah. And it's not even after the Olympia. It's before.
There we go.
You know, I know,
because it's a career move.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna make money. I just don't know when, but I'm gonna.
Exactly. As long as I'm working.
Okay.
As long as you know, I'm staying true to what I believe in.
Correct.
I know that the universe will take care of me.
Done.
That's it.
So what's next for you?
Not Pacific USA's, but Frigno Legacy.
Okay.
In 7 weeks, and I am excited.
Done. And what can they expect from you this year?
I'll win.
Okay.
I got 2nd place last year, and you know, I'm coming in there as right off the Olympia stage.
I think I remember that show too. It was against the
Robert Timms.
Yeah, the really tall dude, right?
Yeah.
He looks like an X-Men.
Yeah. He looks amazing,
Yeah.
and I placed 2nd to him last year.
Did he go to Olympia?
He went to Olympia. He got 14th, and I got 11th.
Oh, okay.
So he's going back to Ferrigno, and I'm really excited because I already,
You get to bow it out again?
Yeah, I already threw some shots at him. Because, I want people to bring their best.
Yeah.
I don't want you to kind of bring it. I want everybody to bring absolutely the stupid, insanely ready and after, 100%, because I don't want any excuses when I beat, you or whoever, And that's just my competitive mindset. And if people get offended, then that's what it is. But you have to understand, in order to do great in something that you're pursuing, you have to believe in yourself.
Done.
And there's a difference between being cocky and whatnot and being confident. And it's something about with bodybuilding is I'm pretty confident.
So number one, some huge takeaways.
Okay.
On my end.
Got it.
Correct me on. Number one is make a career through little wins.
Mm-hmm.
Through little wins. And if you're gonna jump, dive. If you're gonna jump, make sure you do your homework.
Oh yeah. And that just goes on top of not being lazy. All you have to do is Google some stuff.
Yep. but the craziest part is Jamie LeRoyce back in high school didn't understand this. It's nurtured throughout this whole career.
Mm-hmm.
Now you don't ask people, it's like, how do you do this? You're like, hold on, give me 10 minutes, I'll figure it out.
Yes.
And that's the part that people aren't built into this.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, and that's why it's a pillar.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3 is let me see here. Actually, for you is just self-education was huge.
Yes, I was actually reading while we were having this meeting earlier today. I was reading a form because knowledge is key. Because
in the Army you saw knowledge slapping you in the face.
Navy, yeah.
Yeah, in the Navy.
Yeah.
And then after real life, you saw knowledge slapping you in the face again because you had all these uncertainty because you didn't do enough homework.
Exactly.
And then you're like, now I'm just gonna be over prepared.
Exactly. Yep.
By priming yourself.
It's knowledge is so key because CEOs, some of the top CEOs, okay, statistically, guys, 5 books are being read a month by these top CEOs.
Yep.
The average American reads 1 book a year. Yep. Knowledge is power. It doesn't have to be anything specific. It can be things ranging from outer space to, how to really properly do a contest prep, to how to start your own business, to how to build a house. It's just knowledge is power, so whenever you do get a chance, listen to some podcasts. Watch
like this one,
videos.
this plug for JP Podcast is also on YouTube.
There's so much information out there that you can actually have disposed at your hands that you can really learn, and it really does blossom you into a more complex and layered human being.
And then the 4th pillar is you made sure that you had multiple streams of income for security to make that leap from where you were into LA.
Yep.
And then the 5th part is you gotta love this game.
Yes. That's like the
That's like
love. Like you can't want.
I didn't say
to do
like.
this.
You gotta love this
It's
thing.
like if you're trying to do anything that you want to succeed at,
Yes.
it's not going to go to.
Yeah,
If you're
love.
forcing it, you have to actually have love for it. That's why I honestly feel that there's something for everybody in this world. There's something specific for everybody. JP is supposed to be this awesome, at this point in time, CEO for Built Apparel. You know what I mean? Making great clothes and doing a great job, because he's not doing it because you like to do it or this is what you're supposed to. You honestly love it and you want to change.
I love this market.
Yeah, you want to change the community and the market to how what you think is right. You know what I mean? And it's not a kindness, it's actually love. And same goes to people who are teachers. They don't do it because it's a great
pays great. No, it's not.
Yeah, it's because they literally want to share their knowledge and grow America or the world. So that's huge. It comes down to love. You can't force something. That's why I know that I'll be great at bodybuilding, because it's the only thing I fucking
Love.
feel. It's the only thing I love. That I know that whatever happens, I always have the gym.
100%.
You know, so find that love.
Thanks for being here.
Oh, thanks for having me.
I think it's gonna be good.
I love it.